Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. I'm going to share some things with you that I hope will be very helpful. All right, one of them, I know there's a lot of confusion out there. This is a paper put out by a report, if you will, okay, put out by Fisher Investments, and it talks about annuity insights. And he's got a negative impact or negative perspective on annuities, and we're going to talk about that, and there's a lot of things in here I'm going to agree with, and then there's some things we're going to show that we agree more than we disagree in many ways. The other is Josh Melberg has his report on number one mistake retirees make when investing in the stock market. So we're going to look at these two different schools of thought. One that is saying that the stock market is a very dangerous place to be, and the other that's saying the stock market is, you know, a better place to be. One that's saying annuities are a better place to be, and the other that's saying avoid annuities. So we're going to look at both those sides, and you know, the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. All right, so let's take a look at how do you take longevity risk off the table. All right, this is our next slide. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, managed money, real estate, and CDs, none of those can do that, okay? Well, lifetime income annuity, in other words, or a deferred income annuity, these are the ways you can do it because they can give you guaranteed income for life, right? Income you can't outlive. So now if you've got a Social Security, if you've got a pension, you could add now an annuity on there that would also give you guaranteed income for life, and you can choose when that income is going to kick in. And it's not just, okay, now where does that come from? Well, let's take a look at the next one, the Wall Street Journal. The secret to a happier retirement, friends, neighbors, and a fixed annuity. The next one, Time Magazine. Providing investment solutions. What are others saying? Lifetime income stream is the key to retirement happiness. A new study reveals that retirees with a guaranteed lifetime income stream can find true happiness. Securing at least a base level of lifetime income should be every retiree's priority, at least if they want to live happily ever after. All right, what's another one? Towers Watson and this firm, providing investment solutions. Annuities and retirement happiness. Retirement satisfaction has steadily declined over the last decade. What else has declined? Pensions, right? Pensions have declined, retirement satisfaction. Maybe there's a correlation here. Satisfaction is highest, in fact, among those with high levels of wealth and income who are very healthy and annuitize their income. Among retirees with similar wealth and health characteristics, those with annuitized income are happiest. So net worth could be the same, but those that have income streams they can count on for life are much happier and have a lot more peace of mind. Annuities provide the biggest satisfaction boost to retirees with less wealth and those in poor health. It's even more important then at that point in time. All right, now let's take a look at these two reports, okay? Because I want you to understand, when I've shared with you the three worlds of investing. We can go ahead and drop that slide now. I've shared with you the three worlds of investing before. Remember that one? Right, the safe world where we have things like savings, checking, money markets, CDs, savings bonds, government treasuries, fixed annuities. What do we see in all of those? Principal's guaranteed, some amount of interest is guaranteed, there are penalties for early withdrawals, so you have to leave it in there, you know, for a specified period. A 5-year CD, for instance, you get a penalty if you take it out in 3. You got to give back some of that interest. Fixed annuity, the same thing. What do we see with those as well? All right, when we look at CD rates, what are we looking at? 1%, give or take, depending on how long out we go. All right, the next is we look at United States Treasury bonds. What are those? They're less than 2% for 10 years. Okay, what if we look at fixed annuities? If we're looking at a 5-year fixed annuity, we're looking at maybe 2.5, 2.4%, give or take. You might find some that are pushing up closer to 3, but that's the most. And that, again, when we're talking about inflation and taxes, isn't going to be enough. All right, so the next part we look at is we talked about the world with the stock market, okay, equities, bonds, stocks, bonds, and typically you see those invested with mutual funds or exchange traded funds. REITs is another one, real estate investment trusts. These are all investments tied to the market in some way, and this is what's the problem here. There are no guarantees, right? Your principal's not guaranteed. You could lose your money, okay? You get no interest guaranteed, certainly. And time is the big one. You need to leave that money in there. If you're going to be invested in the market, ideally, okay, in particular if you're going to have 50 to 60% in stocks, you want to be thinking about an 8 to 10 to 12 year time horizon. And when you're looking at planning in general, all of these things, the longer you're out, the longer you're committing to this plan, okay, to your investment plan, at least 10 years or more, right? Ideally, it's a lifetime plan. But at least in that 10-year period, that's going to give you the highest rate of success, like 95% success rate. All right, we're going to talk about some more. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to jump into these reports a little bit, share some with you, and then how you can put this together, right, for your own plan. Join me here. I'll be right back on the Retirement Report.